We are back with the brand new video. What is good, you guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about and kind of ranting about the Heat, because the Heat have low-key been really frustrating me, because we're going to get into why later, but they've been really frustrating me. We're going to get right into it. So make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, comment down below. Check out my second channel and my Twitter in the description. And yeah, shout out to all the love you guys have been showing on these last couple of videos. On the road to 3K as soon as possible. But let's get right into it. So the Heat just came off a loss last night against the Mavs, nationally televised game, ESPN game, and yeah, it was not pretty. From the tip itself, the Mavericks had it. They came out with energy, and they outplayed the Heat in basically every facet of the game. And we're gonna be kind of combining the game recap into a lot of trade rumors, because we've heard a lot of rumors and trade talks involved with the Miami Heat, and we're gonna be kind of dissecting all those. Quickly recapping the game though, I mean, the Mavericks basically just kind of showed the whole league the blueprint to stop the Heat, which is double Jimmy and Bam and literally make anybody else on the team beat us. Jimmy only took 7 shots, and the reason was that, I mean, like, I guess he could have been more aggressive, but every time he touched the ball, he was swarmed by 2-3 guys, so he literally couldn't do much besides get the ball out of his hands. Bam had a double-double, but like, was it his cleanest double-double? No. Kyle Lowry, as usual, was doing cardio, literally did nothing. Tyler Hero, he had an okay game, but efficiency was terrible. And then Oladipo again has been the one guy who's been consistently putting up really good numbers off the bench. 20 points. He had a really good game. Gabe with 10. Apart from that, Strus was scoreless. Orlando Robinson was scoreless. Highsmith had 2. Caleb Martin at 7. As far as the Mavericks are concerned, Luka still, I mean, our game plan was to do the same thing against Luka. We were trying to double Luka. He still put up 34, 12, and 7, and still got help from Dinwiddie, Bullock, Josh Green, Dorian Finney-Smith. A lot of these guys were in double figures. They shot 47% from 3. We shot 20% from 3, and that was the story of the game. They even had, more attempts from the field. They didn't out-rebound us, but they did have 5 more offensive rebounds. And they had 6 more assists. So listen, it is very hard to beat a team if you're shooting 4 for 20 from 3 and they're shooting 18 for 38. That's just the game right there. They made 14 more threes than us. That's 42 points. They shot 18 more. Yeah, they handed it to us last night, bro. I'm not gonna lie. 5 more turnovers is what we had. I mean, we dominated points in the paint, but it doesn't matter when they have 42 more points than us off of the 3-point line. Free throws were basically similar, whatever. This team is very flawed, bro. It's not a lot of people want to say that it's back, but to be honest, if we want to keep it a buck, we beat a lot of teams that didn't have their stars, which is fine. You're supposed to do that, but I don't know why everybody was oh, the Heat are they're climbing up. I guess they are climbing up the standings, but as far as competition and level of play, it's still not what we're used to seeing. We got to be honest. Just because we beat the Bucks twice without Giannis and Middleton, we beat the Pelicans without Zion and Ingram. A lot of people are saying, oh, the Heat are back. The Heat are back. We play a team that's, I mean, the Mavericks weren't even fully healthy. They were missing Christian Wood, who's a 20-point per game scorer. And we got exposed, basically. That's literally how it worked. Now, to address a lot of these rumors, there was a big rumor that came a couple of days ago from, I think, Barry Jackson, who's obviously Miami Hero, very respectable. And apparently it said that Kyle Lowry is not for sale, and the Miami Heat are probably not going to trade him. Now, this was very, I mean, to be honest, it's not surprising, because he's Jimmy's guy and Jimmy's buddy, and Pat Riley invested a lot into him, whatever. It's not I'm not overly surprised by this, but he should be gone, bro. Kyle Lowry should not be playing for this team. He's not good. He's literally not good. I don't understand what the people see about him. He just runs around every game, like I said, doing cardio, and we're paying him $30 million to put up 5 points a night. I don't care what he does when he's not scoring, but 5 points a game at $30 million is ridiculous. There's no amount of defense, playmaking, or rebounding can be an exception that he's putting up 5 points a night. And because he's not even playing defense. We have the worst defensive backcourt in the NBA. Kyle Lowry's defensive rating this year has been garbage. I guess he playmakes, and I guess he's a good rebounder for his size, but that's not what we paid him to do. We paid him to be an option, and he's not being an option right now. He's breaking everything he's taking. I saw the first 2 baskets that he scored were 2 like layups in transition, I guess. And like, yeah, apart from that, he missed all of his threes. He missed all of his mid-range shots. He got a free throw, and that's it. Bottom line is Kyle Lowry's not good enough. And if this team wants any like way to compete for anything this season, he has to go. His contract is way too big, and he's not performing to the level of his contract. Now, how do you plan on trading him? I don't even know if this is going to happen, like I said, because Barry Jackson literally said that he's not for sale. Now, this could be smoke. This could be a smoke screen, or this could also be real. Like, we don't really know, because, you know, a lot of people are saying that, it's conflicting reports, because other outlets are saying that Kyle Lowry could be traded. Barry Jackson is saying that he can't. Like, I don't know. We don't really know what's real and what's not, so we just have to assume that everybody's on the market right now, apart from Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler Hero, and we just go from there. Now, as far as trade targets that possibly could help the Heat along the line, there are a couple of names that I do want to talk about. I just want to give you guys some numbers, you know, because a lot of people suggesting trade targets that I don't really know if they're like as realistic as possible. Now, there was a lot of rumors, so I'm going to be talking about that. Obviously, the Kyle Lowry rumor I just addressed. John Collins is another name that has been linked to the Heat. This is from I'm not sure who exactly. I think it's from like Sean Devaney, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty reliable. So he talked about John Collins and how the Heat have rekindled interest with the Hawks, and how they are trying to do it like without involving Kyle. So Duncan, Caleb, and some picks, I think, is the deal that they're discussing right now. There's also a deal with the Suns where Jay Crowder for Duncan Robinson was something that the Heat offered and the Suns did not want. So, yeah, those 2 players are obviously linked with the Heat, have been linked with the Heat for a long time now. Apart from that, I do really, really want to inquire and want the Heat to inquire about Naz Reid. Naz Reid is a center, obviously, on the Timberwolves. I think he's a top 3 backup center in the NBA. I've said it multiple times. And I think he's a stud, man. I think if the Heat could somehow pull a trade off for him, I know it's not the biggest need right now, a backup center, but definitely is a need, because every time Bam is off the floor, the Heat just fall off. And Orlando Robinson is good, but like he's just the thing about Orlando Robinson is that he's just better than Dedmon. But is he like quality backup center material? I'm not too sure. Like, the reason that a lot of people love him is because he's playing a lot better than Dedmon, which is not hard. Dedmon is probably one of the worst backups in the league right now. But yeah, man, I think that Naz Reid for sure is someone that the Heat should have to, you know, inquire about as a backup big. Kyle Kuzma could definitely provide some scoring punch. The Heat are dead last in scoring efficiency. They're one of the worst in three-pointers made, 3-point percentage. They're one of the worst in transition points. Offensively, they stink, and it's because it's not consistent offensively. At times, you can have outbursts from 3-4 players, like maybe Jimmy, Bam, Kyle, Tyler. It's very rare that they all play well on the same night, though. Like, very rarely do we have, you know, solid games from all of our guys on the same night. That's something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, is that, yeah, like, these guys are averaging 20 plus, but like, you know, last night we saw Jimmy was, you know, not his self offensively, and even though Bam had 18 and Depot had 20, that was not enough, because if your leading scorers are players putting up 20 points and 18 points, you're probably not going to win the game. You definitely need someone who's scoring 25, 30 to help you win in this league, which is a league that's carried by offense nowadays. So in a league today that's like dominated by offense, we are one of the worst offenses in the NBA, and the reason is half-court creation, as usual, is terrible. The Mavs exposed it last night with the double teams on Jimmy and Bam. I would have liked to see them attack a little bit quicker, so the double teams wouldn't have come as easy as they did. But even so, like, when they kick it out to open people, no one can beat a man off the dribble. Tyler occasionally can, but like, it's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still requires a screen most of the time to get his shot off. He doesn't really do it like on his own, like someone who's like a Donovan Mitchell, or like a, I don't know, like a, even like a Jamal Murray. Like he's not on that level yet. He's not. You know, at times we've seen flashes, but it's not consistent. Kyle has lost it completely. The burst is gone. You know, the only thing about Kyle, if we keep him on the team, the only thing I need from him is to make threes, because I think that's all he can do right now. He's not a driver anymore. Occasionally he'll drive, but like consistently, nah. And I think that's the problem with this team. It's very inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Like Caleb Martin, again, offensively, doesn't really do much. You know, the when he's hitting his threes, you take him because it's like he's not like known for his 3-point shooting, but most of the times you're not expecting him to knock down threes. You're expecting him to defend well, and you're expecting him to play hard, play with energy. You know, usual Heat culture player. Same with Haywood Highsmith. Gabe Vincent, he had a couple of really nice games. I would want him to see him get more minutes. He didn't get as many minutes as I would have liked. Obviously, with Kyle coming back, it changed a lot of things. But yeah, I don't know. I think Gabe Vincent at this point is better than Kyle Lowry, to be honest. Like, I don't really know what Lowry does better than Vincent. So that's why I want to see Vincent get more minutes. Like, the Lakers told Russell Westbrook to come off the bench. Russell Westbrook is a 2-time MVP. If we can't tell Kyle Lowry, who's nowhere near Russell Westbrook peak or career-wise, he's like never has been, never will be, he's not Russell Westbrook. But we still, for some reason, cannot tell him to come off the bench because that's what he is right now. He's a bench player. He shouldn't be a starter. Not in this league, right? Not today. He's just not good. You know, maybe as a sixth man, you could see some flashes of him running the second unit, but as a starter, miss me with that. Speaking of Kyle Lowry, I'm still intrigued by the Lowry for D'Angelo Russell swap because I think that D'Angelo Russell, at least he's giving you scoring, bro. At least he's scoring. Like, we just need some offense. We just need offense more than anything right now. Defense, I think you can really plug anyone in the Heat system and they'll look good defensively. But offensively, like, we stink. Like, if it's not for Jimmy and Bam, and if it's not for 3-point shooting carrying us, we can't score. We cannot. And the Mavericks, like I said, exposed that. So yeah, trade targets, I would look into John Collins for sure. I think Jay Crowder is like a last resort type thing. Like, yeah, like does he really move the needle too much? No. But like at the same time, like what does he really like apart from being like a better shooter than Caleb, like he doesn't really like make this team significantly better or anything. So there's also an argument to be made that like whatever move we make is not really gonna move the needle anyway, so we might as well just get younger and find like a permanent 4 spot. I've seen people talking about OG Anunoby from the Raptors. He could also be someone like, not just for now, because obviously OG doesn't really help with offense. He's a more consistent shooter than Caleb, but he's not like a scorer or anything. So yeah, like it's not gonna drastically change the offense, but I guess he'll be making his shots. And for the future, you know, if you want to look more towards the future, which I don't think the Heat will do, I think the Heat are always going to be in win now mode. You could go for younger players like OG. John Collins is someone who I can think can help now and for the future though, which is why if I was to make a video, which I will be doing, like I'll make a video on this like next week where I talk about like 5 perfect trade candidates for the Heat. John Collins would be on the list. You know, I think John Collins would be on the list. So, and to me, like he's one of the more ideal fits because it's like, bro, like not only can he shoot, he can he's not a bad defender. He's improved defensively. I think the shooting thing is mostly like the reason his numbers are down are because of his hand injury. But apart from that, I think he's a very good floor spacing big, and he's extremely athletic, and he'll be very versatile next to Bam. So, and not only can he help now, but he can also help for the future. So I like John Collins a lot. I would go after John Collins more than anybody else. Like I said, Jay Crowder, more of a last resort option to me. Kyle Kuzma is interesting. I would like Kyle Kuzma scoring. I don't really know if he would buy in defensively, but scoring the ball, he's having a great season. And we need offense more than anything, so I would welcome Kyle Kuzma. The only thing is he's a free agent, so you're going to have to worry about paying him in the offseason. But him for sure. Like I said, the D'Lo and Naz Reid thing, if we can get both of them from the Timberwolves, I think that would also be pretty nice. Sadiq Bey still out there. Cam Reddish, 2 younger players. There are options out there, bro. Please do not let a lot of people fool you. There are players out there that could get traded. I don't want Bogdanovich because I think the Pistons are bugging asking for 2 picks. I like that. I'm cool because he literally cannot defend anything. As good of a scorer as he may be, and as good of a scorer that he's probably showcasing on Detroit, there are just some players who literally cannot defend, and he's one of them. So I don't want to do with Bogdanovich at all, because if we have to give up 2 picks for Bogdanovich, I don't even know if I would give up 1 pick for Bogdanovich. He's already 34 or 32 or whatever, and yeah, I don't really know if trading a pick for Bogdanovich is really the right move, because is he really moving the needle that much? I don't really think so. If you're trading picks, it has to be for someone who can help you now and also for the future, and Bogdanovich is not that person. So that's why I would say John Collins, OG Anunoby if you want someone defensively. Just fix that 4 spot. The 4 spot is the most important spot that we have to fix right now because Caleb is not a 4. And the ideal lineup I would like to see is Oladipo at point guard or Gabe at point guard, Hero at the 2, Jimmy at the 3. Any 4, like a competent 4, who can actually play the power forward position. And I feel bad for Caleb. He's not playing terrible this season, but he's just been playing out of position. So, yeah, that's why John Collins, someone like that, I would definitely welcome. But yeah, man, safe to say this team is extremely inconsistent, and a lot of moves need to be made. So, yeah, we're going to leave it at that, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know down in the comment section below, who your ideal trade targets would be. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Have a nice day. Peace.